Hey guys, Hector here with another Otaku Encyclopedia term, but this time I'm not going to do a term that originates from Japan. I want to really quickly talk about a term that originates in English, but I'm not sure if it comes from America, Canada, somewhere in Europe. I'm not entirely sure, but it relates to the very first Otaku Encyclopedia term, which was just otaku. Now, the term I'm referring to, I should say terms, because there's multiple terms. I think there's at least two. So there's Weeaboo, and then there's Wapanese. Some of you guys might have heard it. I think it's sort of originated online, or gained steam online. So I don't know which country it originated from. I just know it comes from English. So a lot of people try and mix all these things together. They might say otaku and weeaboo are exactly the same, or they just say that they're all Wapanese and all that stuff. So what is all this? What does it mean? Well, basically, the easy way to describe Wapanese is just somebody who wants to be Japanese. So they might really like Japanese culture, pretty much like an otaku, but the difference is people that are like Wapanese usually go really hardcore into it and don't like their own nationality or own race, and they'll even try to pretend to be Japanese in race, in our nationality. Even if they don't live in Japan, even if they're not Japanese, they just try and pretend to be. And that's sort of the same as weeaboo, because people say otaku is just like a person that's really nerdy into Japanese stuff, but they can talk about it in a respectful manner sometimes, and they still like where they live, where they come from, their own nationality, their own race and all that. But once it comes to weeaboos, they hate who they are and where they come from, and they think Japan is the greatest place in the world, and they don't even look at all the terrible things that's currently happening in Japan. Because of course, there's not one place in the world that's perfect. There's always some bad things happening in every place, and so, well, I'm not going to get into all that stuff. And so sometimes people say, well, somebody starts out as an otaku and transforms into a weeaboo later on, or vice versa. But maybe somebody might start out as a weeaboo and becomes an otaku as they get more adult, more mature. That's the term I'm looking for. Because most weeaboos are pretty childish, and they might even try to use Japanese, but they don't really try. Like, they might look up some words, don't know how to pronounce them, don't even try to pronounce them with a Japanese accent. And or another common phrase, or another common thing that people do that are considered weeaboo, is they'll just add des at the end of their sentence, even if you're not supposed to, or if it doesn't make sense, and they just think that automatically makes it sound more Japanese or something. So don't do that. If you want to learn Japanese, just try and learn Japanese. Don't just start adding des at the end of everything. And I guess, Wapanese, just they combine wannabe Japanese, Wapanese. But weeaboo actually originated in some comic, like many years ago, and it had nothing to do with Japanese stuff. It was just this weird comic about people paddling somebody because they're like, did somebody say a weeaboo? And everybody started chanting weeaboo, weeaboo, or something. I'm not even sure how or what that comic person was thinking when they were writing it, and I haven't seen any other comics from that person, but that's pretty much where it came from. And then from that, they just started applying it kind of derogatory type term towards people that try to be Japanese, and then people just hate on them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Two terms, weeaboo, Wapanese, which relates to the otaku term, but these terms originated in English. So I hope that was helpful, and if you appreciated this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this, because I will be doing more terms, and I have some more unboxing type videos, Japanese products or products from Japan. Sometimes they're Blu-rays, sometimes they're foods. There's a bunch of different stuff, so subscribe to my channel and you'll see them all in the future.